Today, in the new year, I just want to spend the day figuring out how I can actually make like positive changes in the year, not just make some laundry list of things that I want to accomplish that I'm going to forget about. And so since it is one of the first days of January, today we're going to be figuring out how we can make 2021 the year that 2020 was supposed to be. Good morning, guys. Welcome to 2021. Isn't that weird? It's so weird to me. It's gonna take me like 4 months to even understand that it's 2021. Like every year it takes me a really long time to catch up on that fact. But it's a new day, it's a new year, it's a new month. Oh my gosh, it's all three of those. I have new matcha powder. I can't show it to you because then it will spill, but it's delicious. And today is all about next year, obviously, because that's what everybody's talking about. That's what's on everybody's mind. Like, oh, am I gonna make a New Year's resolution? Am I gonna make goals? What am I gonna do this year? Some people don't care at all. Some people, this is just another day and they just kind of move on with life. Regardless of what situation you're in and how you approach the new year, I think that we can all benefit a little bit from thinking about last year and what went wrong and what we can do better this year, what's actually in our control. And it's also very exciting to look ahead at the year and think like, what can I do? And that's exactly what I want to do with you today. So I'm getting ready for the day. And I want to preface by saying, yes, I dyed my hair. It is extremely bright. It's the brightest color I've ever done. I'm not used to this, but I like it. I'm starting to like it. At first, I thought it was super ugly and a horrible decision, but now I like it. I might dye the ends again, like this whole half, because the roots really took the color and the ends didn't. So, gotta figure that out. But I wanted to tell you guys something that I heard today when I was watching church. Before any of you guys want to click off or skip ahead because you're not a Christian, if you're not, I genuinely think that this can apply to anybody no matter what you believe in. So, just hear me out for a sec because I'm gonna make this not just apply to Christians. So the lady was talking about how everybody at the start of the new year is always thinking about their goals, right? And that's true. That's what I did yesterday. And the point was not that there's anything wrong with goal setting. Her point was that she thinks a better focus before we set all these goals is to kind of build a foundation where we have something else as the center of our lives for the year. Because I think last year, a lot of us got lost. A lot of us were sad. We got depressed. We lost loved ones. We lost, physical items or jobs or whatever. And things got really hard, obviously. And now it's the start of the new year and we're like, oh my gosh, we can turn things around. It's a new shot, a new chance, whatever. And that's true. But if we just make our focus like goals and accomplishments, those things could go away. Like if you lose that thing that you've been wanting all year, then what are you gonna have left? That is a great, great question that we should all be pondering, I think, at this time of year. So what she was saying was to make Jesus the center of your life. Now, for me, that's something I want to do. But if you don't believe in Jesus, if you don't believe in God, then that center can be anything. It can be a different God that you believe in. It can be, being a good person or other people focusing on others. I don't know, something that drives you, something that's bigger than the world, that's bigger than accomplishments or material things. Something that if at the end of the day you lose everything, you can still have. She was saying that we all need to make that the center of our life. And I think that that is just a great philosophy for going into the new year. So I encourage you all, while you're thinking about the next year, to first think about like, what's the center? What's the focus? What's the real purpose that I have in life other than all these other goals that I want? And think of that before you make any specific lists or dreams or whatever. And I think that it's gonna make us a lot happier in the coming year. So if you can think of something right off the bat, whether it's Jesus, whether it's a different God, whether it's anything, comment it. I don't care what it is, I wanna hear it. So comment what you want your focus of this year to be, because I think that that is really going to help us all have a better 2021. So something to think about, but I'm gonna finish my makeup and then I'm gonna go downstairs and maybe we'll talk to Emmyn. Who knows?
Hola. So lately, and I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing, it's just the only thing that we've been able to do. We're here for our normal daily routine.
We go to Starbucks.
Well, because it's the only place we can go. We don't go in, we go through the drive-thru, we do the COVID stuff, we sanitize all the drinks inside. It's the seltzer water in our coffee.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so this year's weird. This year, not weird. It is weird. We have some dilemmas, but we also have a lot of ops. you know?
What?
Ops welcomed in the DMs.
Opportunities?
Yeah. Yeah, so we got a lot of opportunity, but it's so weird because first we don't know when those opportunities can come into effect. So we want to travel a lot this year. And this year, since we haven't gotten to hang out with Dani's family, we want to catch up on all the hanging, but we don't know when it's going to happen. Is it going to happen before our lease ends? It's going to happen after our lease ends, and we got to stay in Nashville till that point, you know? We don't know.
Yeah, it's like we have all these things that we want to do once the Roni's better and once we get vaccines and all that stuff, but we don't know when the hell we're going to get vaccines. So let's just talk about, theoretically, once we get vaccines, once it's been a couple months, once things are back to normal, what are the first things that we want to do?
Well, I mean, my main thing, I have 2 goals this year.
Yeah.
Is to go on tour. That is the number 1.
Yeah.
And then
That's like the first thing you want to do once you're able to.
Yeah. And then I want to get a booking agent. A booking agent, for those of you guys who don't know, a booking agent books shows for you, and they make money off of the money that you make. So they're incentivized to book, so I can just be like, hey, I want to go on tour for 6 months straight, and then I got a tour for 6 months straight. So I have like personal goals too aside from that, but like that was my band goal.
Oh, another thing we're really focused on this year is finances. So if you saw our video from a while ago talking about our money situation, it was really bad. But for 2021, not only is one of our number 1 focuses like getting that crap together. If you guys don't know, your 20s and as young as you possibly can is the absolute best time to invest money ever. So like if you invest your money now, you're gonna make 20 times more money than you would make if you started investing when you're 60, right? So basically now is the time. So if any of you guys have any savings that you're sitting on or extra cash laying around that you don't know what to do with and you're just trying to save your money, I would highly recommend watching someone like Graham Stephan, someone who can explain to you what to do with that and how to make it grow, because you're losing money if you don't invest it. So you should do that. But anyway.
So overall goal is we wanna plan our money for the future.
And be really smart, because we're always thinking like 5-10 years in the future. We try to, in terms of like, what are we gonna need for our kids? What are we gonna need when we buy a house? What are we gonna need when we buy a car? Like, what are we gonna want when we're 60 and we are dying in 20 years or whatever, and we need to leave our kids something? Like, are we gonna have something to leave them, you know? So I think this year is honestly gonna be one of the first years that we really kick it into gear, starting saving and getting smart and responsible and everything for the future.
And then like another thing that I really want to hone in on, about a month and a half ago, I was feeling really bad about myself, and I read this book called Food Junkies. Dani bought it for me months ago, like 6 months ago, and I never read it, and I might have hurt her feelings that I didn't read it. But now I'm reading it. It's weird and embarrassing to say because it's not frowned upon. It's just not a thing that is
talked about,
spoken about,
validated,
given credit to, validated. And I think I'm coming to terms, and I think it's helping me that I'm coming to terms with the fact that I think I'm addicted to certain foods. I have a food addiction. It just feels weird saying that. I don't like to say that. But ever since that one night, I felt really bad about myself, and I read this book. Basically, the whole thing is you need to permanently stay abstinent from these foods.
Like they were a drug. Like if you're a drug addict, you got to treat it in the exact same way.
The chemicals that fire off in your brain when you do X drugs fire off in your brain when you eat flour or when you eat sugar. And then I think there's some people with just addictive personalities that have problems with that from the get-go. So ever since I read that, my mask is on because I just went through the drive-thru. So ever since I read that book, it made me feel different.
It made you approach losing weight and eating differently.
Yeah, and I actually haven't had any slip-ups in like 2 weeks, and I'm at the lowest weight I've been in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just weird. I sound like I'm just complaining.
What do you mean?
I don't know. People, like, I have a food addiction. It's like, no, you just like to eat. I want to approach that. Okay, I have like 60 pounds to lose or more. It doesn't matter. But my camera's about to die. Our camera's about to die.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in a second.
Okay guys, we're back home now, and I'm walking over to where Emmyn is skating, because if you didn't know, Emmyn made one of his resolutions, I guess you could say, one of his goals this year, to skate every day and to learn how to skate, because he's always wanted to. So he's trying to learn how to ollie first. That's like the first trick he's working on. I guess we'll see how he's doing now.
What?
You figure it out?
No.
Emmyn, let's see it. Come on. You know the motions, just try it.
No, I do. It's just that I'm scared.
Well, don't be scared. Come on. You can do it. Well, Emmyn's skating goal has officially failed.
That's not
He's
true.
done. It's never gonna happen.
That's exactly the type of motivation we need going into this year.
Do you want to tell them about my goal? Because I told them about yours.
I don't know. We have our games we play, Dani Calleiro YouTube channel goals, and we have our couple goals, and we just have our stupid goals.
They're not stupid. They're fun. They're
So-
like hobbies.
Yeah, so mine is to skate every day, because like I don't want to be a skateboarder, but I want to know how to do the tricks. And then Dani's goal, hers is a little more serious, because she wants our children to speak Spanish, and I didn't inherit that trait from my parents. She wants to learn Spanish this year.
Yeah.
And if she learns Spanish, then I will learn Spanish.
If I learn Spanish, then I'm just only gonna ever speak to him in Spanish and never speak in English ever again. And then one day he'll learn, but he won't understand me for a long time. Right. I would love to torment you with that.
Ready?
He has to get over the mental fear of falling. You know what you should do? You should just fall on purpose. Then you won't be so scared. Just let yourself fall to the ground.
That was better.
We'll check back on him in skateboarding at a later date, but for now he's a little bit too mentally scared to do the ollie on the street. Hi guys, I'm back home now. I'm outside. It's really nice out here. It's kind of cold, but it's nice. The sun's going down. It's about 5 p.m. I wanted to give you guys just like 3 main takeaways that I hope you get from today in this video and everything. Number 1, I hope that you guys all have some kind of center that you want to focus on this year outside of yourself. I hope that whatever you came up with and hopefully put in the comments, you can focus on and maybe write it down or tape it to your wall or keep it in a journal or something. Like, I really hope that you guys can all stick to that and focus on that this year. Number 2, I hope that you guys can realize that you are capable of a lot more things than you think you are, whether that's a physical goal or a career goal or a mental goal or something. We as human beings, we shut ourselves down mentally before we even get to the part where we physically can't do something. And we all kind of have this negative voice inside of our head that kicks in whenever we want to do something that says like, you can't do that. Like, who do you think you are? That kind of thing. And so I hope that you guys can all shut that out when you're making plans for this year. And I hope that you can make goals that scare you and things that you think you couldn't do, because I think that when we push ourselves, it's when we really show up and end up doing things that really surprise us, and then it kind of just builds on itself. So don't limit yourself. Even if you think that you're some loser person who lives in the middle of nowhere and has a job that means nothing to anybody or something like that, that's not true. Every single person on this planet has something that they're supposed to be doing and some kind of change that they're supposed to be making, even if it's just with their personality. So I hope you guys can do that. And number 3, I just hope that we can all approach this year with the mindset of, how can I be happiest this year? What am I the happiest doing? And how can I do that thing the most? You know, I just hope that we can all spend the year growing, and at the beginning of 2022 we can say, wow, I started 2021 a completely different person, and I'm so happy that I am the person I am today, right? So I hope that after this video you guys can get out a notebook or your laptop or whatever and just write down maybe 3 things, keep it simple, that you want to do this year, that you want to look back on next year and say, wow, those things really changed me. I really grew because of that thing, or I'm so proud of doing that thing and that makes me feel so confident as a person. Like, I really hope that we can all make meaningful plans and promises to ourselves for this next year, and I hope that we can all make up for 2020, because obviously it sucked ass. So make 2021 the best that it can be. Don't let yourself down. Don't look back on this year next year and say, damn, I wish I did better. Like, I really hope that we can all look back and say, I could not have done better. Like, I did the best I could. That's my rant. I hope you guys liked it. Other than that, subscribe to this channel if you like my videos. It really does mean a lot to me. If I'm somebody who you watch who you just haven't subscribed to for some reason, feel free to click the button, because it does help me a lot and it does show that people like what I'm doing and it motivates me to keep going. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I don't really go on my phone anymore. I'll explain that in another video, but I do still post sometimes and I do still keep up with my life on there. So if you want to do that, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in a couple days, because I post 3 times a week now. I post Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Today I posted on Monday, but that was a fluke. Okay, I love you guys. We'll see you soon.